Hey guys, we're in the garage. I've got the bed off the General, and for any of those that are wondering what the underside looks like, here's a good view, just to kind of give you a tour of what's going on here. So this is the turf mode solenoid, and you've got the coil pack over here. Of course, the spark plug wires, fuel injectors, just miscellaneous wiring and so on, going to different things. This is the wiring harness that goes to the bed itself, and I'll go over there in just a second and show you what I've got going on there. But this is the standard wiring harness that goes to the bed. This is my wiring harness you see with this loom on it. This is the relay that I have that controls my backup lights. And there is a factory harness that is in here, and basically what I've done is I've got it wrapped up and everything. But there's a factory harness that actually has a connector for backup lights, and you can wire it in, which is what I've done. I'm not really concerned about any water getting into the actual connections right here. I do seal up the connections, all of the connections on the back of the machine. I have gone in, I've popped these off, put in some dielectric grease to seal these up really well. Some folks have had some trouble with, you can see the grease on there. Some folks have had some trouble with the turf mode solenoid. In fact, it actually led Polaris to moving the solenoid to this position. Originally it was mounted down here closer to the exhaust. But that solenoid has now been moved, and one of the issues that potentially is there is actually just getting water in it. So that's the purpose of the dielectric grease, is to ensure that no water actually gets into the connection. And one of the very first things that I did when I bought the machine, I got it home and I immediately started disconnecting every connector I could reach and putting dielectric grease in there. And I think I've got everything at this point. But again, that's what things look like. All it is it's two bolts. I think they're 15 millimeter. You remove the nuts and the bolts just pop right out, and then there's a cotter pin that holds in the support. But here's the bottom of my bed, and you can actually get a really good view of the rock lights that I've installed. And then what I've been doing for the last few minutes is I took this plate off, drilled some holes in it, and I've mounted another rock light here, and then I just took again some of my excuse me, some of my stock aluminum I had laying around, and just had a random bolt right here and just mounted it right here. This is nice and solid, it's not going to go anywhere. And then what I'm going to do is I've got to get these wired in, and then in my harness here I'm actually going to use a weather pack connector to connect that. And I think because this is a good connection right here, I think I'm just going to leave that and just go ahead and just do a weather pack for the power and ground, because it's a two connection weather pack connector that I have. So I'm going to do that, and I'll probably replace this tape on here, just kind of clean this up a little bit. But for the reverse lights that I have, I'm actually pulling ground from the existing wiring harness. And when I pull this tape off, if I can find that, I'll probably just wire that in, and then maybe these two wires can go forward. But anyway, that's my plan right now, and I'll check back in later and let you know how it turns out. But I think this is going to be really, really good. One of the things that I noticed last night, I was over at my kids' ball game. I was actually pulling the trailer, and the light, when it's really dark, it's nice to have light shining down at the hitch, because that's one of the things I do, is I do pull a trailer with this. So that's one of the reasons in particular that I'm mounting these extra lights on the back, so that they shine directly down behind the tires, and that'll give some good downward view. The cube lights up here do a really good job of backwards view, but I don't really have any low down illumination. So that's my thinking right now. Again, thanks to everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more. Hey guys, we're back in the garage. Got two big updates today. Number one, we got the light bar is installed, and you can see I've got it run here, and silicone's still curing, but I just got a big grommet. I think this is a 7/16 inch grommet over at Lowe's, and then that runs up underneath here, and then I got my wire which is fished down through here. It is hooked up, and can turn it on for a moment. I'm going to take it for a nighttime test drive tonight, but there you go. You can see the difference there. So that's no light bar. So anyway, we'll do a test ride tonight and give you another update there. But it looks great. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. A very easy install. That is, again, it's a 40-inch light bar from superbrightleds.com. There's a 15% off sale this weekend, which was great. So I mean, I got it for really a steal. That's the first update. Second update is I've got the rock LEDs wired in. I was talking about those earlier. So I've got those down here. I don't have the switch in yet, but I do have the wiring done. And the wiring from the back, I'm actually running it from this side of the engine, and you can see maybe it's right there, that actual black item, that is the wire. I'm getting the ground at the back, and then I'm running it, goes underneath the seat and then into the tunnel, and then I've got the wire just back up in here, and then the front LEDs, I've got those wired in here, and then they just go in where the coolant expansion tank is. And again, once I get things rolling with the heater install, I'm going to redo all the wiring in the system, in the general, and do it nice, neat, and clean, and it'll be done. I did order the heater. I ordered the OEM heater after some feedback from the videos. I appreciate that feedback from folks. That should be in a week, might be two. But I'm in no real rush to install it. But anyway, very excited to have the light bar done, and looking forward to testing that out later on this evening.